Good morning, everyone. So now we will start about the transport across the plasma membrane. Okay, in the last class we studied about the cell. Now in the today class we will discuss about the how the cellular contents or how the substance can move in and out of this cell. So now we will focus on the transport across the plasma membrane. So what will be the objective of the transport across the plasma membrane? Upon completion of this topic, you would be able to explain the transport material across the plasma membrane, how the material can be transported across the plasma membrane. That means the materials can be moved in or out. So you can describe the various substance, which type of the substance, what is the property of that particular substance or materials that can move in and out of the cell. You can identify the various tissues and organs and the cell organelles that help in this transportation process. Learning outcomes will be you will be able to describe the structure and function of the cell membrane, including its regulation of materials into and out of the cell. You can describe the function of the various cytoplasmic organelles. You can discuss how a substance travels through a cell, list the morphological and physiological characteristics of the some representative cell types in the human body. So this will be learning outcome. That means after this completion of this topic, you could be explained about the characteristics of the material, characteristics of the plasma membranes, the structure of the cell membrane, and how it can be regulated. So these all things you will be learned in today class. Now I start the transport across the plasma membrane. Transport of material across the plasma membrane is essential to the life of cell. Transport of material across the plasma membrane is essential to the life of cell. Now we know transportation is the most important parts, because lots of the molecules, lots of the substance will move in and out of the cells. That is essential for the cell survival, cell activity. It is also as a nutrition. Certain substance must move into the cell to support the metabolic reaction, and other substance that have been produced by the cell for export or as a cellular waste product must move out of the cell. Now cell needs and cell require the different ions. Yeah, you can say the different substances to complete their metabolic reaction. So that substance must have moved into the cell, and cell will produce some waste products that must have to move out of the cell. So these all things move in and move out is only possible when the plasma membrane will allow this. The substance generally move across the cellular membranes via the transport process that can be classified as a passive or active depending on whether they require cellular energy. So we can classify this transport process by the active and passive way. In passive process, a substance moves down its concentration or electrical gradient to cross the membrane using only its own kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is intrinsic to the particles that are moving. There is no input of the energy from the cell. An example is the simple diffusion. Kinetic energy means kinetic means motion, movement, the energy of motions. When I will be in movement, I will produce some energy. Similarly, when the particles are in the motions, when the particle are in the movement, they have some kinetic energy. So this passive process, in passive process, the substance will move only due to their kinetic energy, or you can say its concentration or electrical gradient. So if the substance having the concentration gradient, obviously it will have, so it will move towards the plasma membrane, towards the membrane by using only its own kinetic energy. So that will be called the passive process, and it is a simple diffusion is there. A substance will go through the easily diffused through the plasma membrane because they have some kinetic energy, because they have the concentration gradient. While in active process, the cellular energy is required. Just like the uphill against its concentration or electrical gradient, the cellular energy is used to usually in the form of ATP. An example is the active transport. For example, if you want to go against the gravity, okay, आपको अगर ग्रेविटी के अगेंस्ट काम करना है, ग्रेविटी के अगेंस्ट जाना है, then definitely you will need energy. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आपको एक बॉल हवा में उछालना है ऊपर, तो बॉल ग्रेविटी के अगेंस्ट जाना है, बॉल को ग्रेविटी के अगेंस्ट जाना है, then you will need some energy, some force which you put in the ball and throw the ball in the sky. तो बॉल को अगर हवा में उछाल रहे हैं तो we put some energy in the ball. वहीं अगर बॉल को हम ऊपर से ड्रॉप कर रहे हैं, that goes towards the gravity, तो क्या इसे एनर्जी की जरूरत है? आप अगर अपने घर के छत पे खड़े होकर, टेरिस पे खड़े होकर अगर बॉल को नीचे की तरफ ड्रॉप करें, तो क्या इसमें एनर्जी की जरूरत है? या फिर नीचे से खड़े होकर अगर बॉल को ऊपर की तरफ थ्रो करें, तो उसमें चाहिए, किसमें चाहिए? सो डेफिनेटली यू नो अबाउट इट, जब आप बॉल को अगेंस्ट द ग्रेविटी थ्रो कर रहे हैं, देन यू विल नीड द एनर्जी. वहीं जब आपको बॉल को ऊपर से ड्रॉप कर रहे हैं, तो यू डोंट नीड एनर्जी. तो पैसिव प्रोसेस इज लाइक दोज थिंग्स. जब आप बॉल को ऊपर से ड्रॉप कर रहे हैं, तो बॉल हैविंग द काइनेटिक मोशन, काइनेटिक एनर्जी मूव करेगा, काइनेटिक एनर्जी होगी, तो कंसंट्रेशन ग्रेडियंट के अकॉर्डिंग सब्सटेंस मूव कर रहे होंगे पैसिव प्रोसेस में. नो रिक्वायर्ड, नो सच टाइप ऑफ एनर्जी, सिंपल डिफ्यूजन इज देयर according to their concentration. While in the active process, we need the energy because substance want to move uphill. So the cellular energy is required here, and that will be used in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So the active transport process is there. Another way that some substance may enter and leave the cell is an active process in which a teeny spherical membrane sac referred to a vesicles are used, like the endocytosis, in which the vesicles detach from the plasma membrane while bringing the materials into a cell, and exocytosis, the merging of the vessels with the plasma membrane to release the material from the cell. Except the passive and active process, there is another process in which the substance can enter into the cell and leave this to the cell. So एक्टिव प्रोसेस के अलावा भी प्रोसेस है जिसमें सब्सटेंस सेल के अंदर आ सकती है और सेल के बाहर जा सकती है. इसमें एंडोसाइटोसिस और एक्सोसाइटोसिस इज प्लेइंग an important role. Okay, in this condition, the substance will stored in a sac that will be called vesicles. Okay, so when the substance want to move inside the cell, then the endocytosis will occur. Okay, in which the vesicles will detach from the plasma membrane while bringing the materials into the cell. Endocytosis, cell को contents को, cellular contents को inside आना है. While exocytosis, the merging of the vessels with the plasma membrane to release the material from the cells. सेल से मटेरियल्स को बाहर निकालना है, तो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन से मर्ज होंगे एंड रिलीज कर देंगे. एंडोसाइटोसिस में वो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन्स को अंदर ले लेंगे सेल्स को. So these are the another two mechanisms do another process active, the active transport and passive transport. Active transport and passive transport के अलावा जो other mechanism है by which substance can move in and out of the cell, that will be the endocytosis and exocytosis. Endocytosis, endo means inside, so they were engulfing the substance to inside the cell. सेल के अंदर सब्सटेंस को इंगल्फ करना, निगल लेना है. एंड एक्सोसाइटोसिस, releasing the cell from the releasing the substance from the cell. Now, passive process, a diffusion, that means spreading. So diffusion is a passive process in which the random mixing of particle in a solution occurs because of the particle's kinetic energy. Okay, so random mixing of the particles in a solution occurs because of the particle's kinetic energy. Both the solute, the dissolved substance and the solvent, जो solutes हैं, जो उसमें dissolved substances हैं, solute क्या है, dissolved substance है, and the solvent है, the liquid है, that does the dissolving, undergo the diffusions. If a particular solute is present in a high concentration in one area of a solution and a low concentration in other area, the solute molecules will diffuse to the area of lower concentration. Okay, so how it will occur? If a particular solute, okay, we are talking about the both. अगर हम डिफ्यूजन की बात करें, डिफ्यूजन एक पैसिव प्रोसेस है in which a random mixing of particles in a solution, कुछ particles का solution में mixer मतलब solute and solvent, okay, that will call the solution, and it occurs because due to their kinetic energy. It is a passive process, so we can understand we are talking about the kinetic energy. So solute जो dissolved substances हैं and the solvent जो liquids है, it will goes for a diffusion. Now the particular solute is present in a high concentration in one area of a solution and in low concentration in other area. Solution के area में solute का concentration high है and another area में क्या है, low concentration है. तो solute molecules will diffuse towards the area of lower concentration. So lower concentration को कभी diffuse करेंगे, they move down their concentration gradient. Okay. After some time, the particle became evenly distributed through the solution and the solution is said to be at equilibrium. So after some times, you will see the particles become evenly distributed. Particles moves from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. So जब ये higher concentration से lower concentration तक move करेंगे तो lower वाला भी higher होगा. So एक condition आएगा जब ये दोनों equal हो जाएंगे. So that will be called the equilibrium state. Okay. So after some times you will see the particles are became evenly distributed throughout the solution and the solution is said to be the equilibrium. So the particle continue to move about the randomly due to their kinetic energy, but their concentration do not change. Solution का concentration change नहीं होगा, solute उतना ही है, solvent उतना ही है, only the equal distribution is there. Now the first one is the simple diffusion. Simple diffusion is a passive process in which substance move freely through the lipid bilayer of the plasma membrane of a cell without the help of membrane transport protein. Simple diffusion एक passive diffusion है जिसमें जो substance है that will be moved through a lipid layer. Okay, जो substance होंगे वो plasma membrane के through move करेंगे without the help of any assistant, without the help of any support, without the help of any facilities given to the solution. Okay, without the help of the transport membrane proteins. So that will be called the simple diffusion, जो concentration gradient and kinetic energy के कारण move करेंगे. Second will be the facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion, solutes that are two polar or highly charged, वो solutes जो two polar, जो ज्यादा polars हैं या highly charged हैं, to move through the lipid bilayer by simple diffusion can cross the plasma membrane by a passive process called facilitated diffusion. So if the solute having the two polar, because we know phospholipid as made up of the phospholipids, lipid membrane. Okay, so polar charges and the polar substance will not easily diffuses. So it will need some facilitation will be there. So the passive process called facilitated diffusion when there is giving some help. So in this process, an integral membrane protein assists a specific substance. So the membrane की जो proteins हैं, जो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन है उसमें जो प्रोटीन्स हैं that will assist the that will assist the substance to cross the membrane. So the integral membrane protein can be either a membrane channel or a carrier. अब ये facilitated, अब ये integral protein क्या हो सकती हैं, ये membrane channels हो सकती हैं या फिर कोई carrier हो सकती हैं जो क्या provide कर रही है, facilitate diffusion. Now you can see here there's a simple diffusion, channel mediated facilitated diffusion and carrier mediated facilitated diffusion. So in simple diffusion, a substance move across the lipid bilayer of the plasma membrane without the help of membrane transport protein. बिना transport protein के help के this condition, the solute can move through the plasma membrane. In facilitated diffusion, substance move across the lipid bilayer aided by the channels or the carrier protein. You can see there is an extracellular fluid is there, and the below is cytosol, and in between them there is a plasma membrane. Now, according to concentration gradient, the molecules, the substance, the solute will be moved. In the simple diffusion, you can see this substance will move through the plasma membrane and goes into the cytosol. In the channel mediated facilitated diffusion, substance will move with the help of the channels. In the carrier mediated facilitated diffusions, substance will move with the help of the some carriers proteins. So these are the passive diffusion process in which simple diffusion is there, channel mediated diffusion is there, and the carrier mediated diffusion will be there. Osmosis की अगर बात की जाए, okay, before starting the osmosis, first I hope you can clear about the idea of transport across the plasma membrane. So अगर हम across the plasma membrane के transportation की बात कर रही है, ये plasma membrane हो गया और इसके transport करना है across the plasma membrane. So substance can only cross the plasma membrane if they can diffuse it easily. If it will not diffuse the plasma membrane, then it needs some help. कोई ऐसा जो इसकी मदद करे, जो इसे पार कराए प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन से, क्रॉस करने में हेल्प करे. सो वहां पे कौन पैसिव डिफ्यूजन में कौन हेल्प कर रहा है? चैनल्स प्रोटीन्स, जो इंटीग्रल्स प्रोटीन्स हैं, जो फास्फोलिपिड, जो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन में जो प्रोटीन इन्वॉल्व है, इट कुड बी चैनल, या कोई चैनल हो सकता है या कुछ कैरियर्स हो सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो सिंपल डिफ्यूजन में तो सारे पार्टिकल्स, सारे जो सॉल्यूट्स हैं, जो सॉल्यूशंस हैं, इट कैन बी मूव डाउन टू द concentration gradient and cross the plasma membrane. But some polar substance will be there, polar solute will be there, that cannot be easily diffused. So उस केसेस में कौन कर रहा है? Facilitated diffusion will be possible. Okay. Now come to the osmosis. Osmosis is a type of diffusion in which there is a net movement of solvent through a selective permeable membrane. Osmosis क्या है? Osmosis is a type of diffusion. एक diffusion का type है osmosis, जिसमें solvent की movement होती है through the permeable membrane. तो selective permeable membrane के through there is a transportation. Okay, there is a movement of the substance. Diffusion is there, so that will be called the osmosis. Like the other diffusion, osmosis is also a passive process. So in this process, there is also no need of any energy. Though no need of the cells to require the energy, cellular energy will not needed in this osmosis. In living system, the solvent is water, which moves by osmosis across the plasma membrane from an area of high water concentration to an area of lower water concentration. Okay, so osmosis में क्या हो गया? Osmosis, in the osmosis, the water will move from the higher water concentration to area of lower water concentration through the plasma membrane. So plasma membrane के through water का movement हो रहा है किधर से? जिधर higher water concentration की तरफ से lower water concentration की तरफ क्या होगा? water का move हो रहा होगा. So water will be moved from the high water concentration area to the lower water concentration area. That is osmosis. Another way to understand, एक और तरीका है जिससे हम osmosis को समझ सकते हैं. This idea is to be considered the solute concentration. अभी जो हमने idea discuss किया, it is the water concentration. According to water concentration idea, we understand it. Okay, water will move from the higher water concentration to the lower water concentration. But according to the solute concentration, से भी हम osmosis को define कर सकते हैं. So according to solute concentration in osmosis, water moves through a selective permeable membrane from an area of lower solute concentration to an area of higher solute concentration. अगर हम solute की concentration की बात करें तो water move किधर से करेंगे? जिधर solute कम होगा, lower solute concentration की तरफ से higher solute concentration की तरफ move करेंगे. Okay, इट्स अ कंट्रोवर्शियल एम्बिग्विटी टाइप ना, ये आपको कुछ दुविधाजनक समझ में आएगा पहले, तो इसे ध्यान से समझने की कोशिश जरूरत है, हमें कोशिश कीजिए ध्यान से समझने की। वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दी हायर वाटर कंसंट्रेशन। अगर वाटर का कंसंट्रेशन ज्यादा है, एट मीन्स सॉल्यूट का कंसंट्रेशन कम होगा, तभी तो वाटर का ज्यादा है। दूसरी तरफ देखिए लोअर वाटर कंसंट्रेशन, अगर वाटर का कंसंट्रेशन कम है मतलब सॉल्यूट इसमें ज्यादा है। हायर वाटर कंसंट्रेशन that means lower water concentration, if lower solute concentration, तो अगर if this water will move from the higher concentration, water move कर रहा है higher water concentration की तरफ से, तो इसमें solute क्या है, lower concentration है। तो वाटर मूव कर रहा है कहां से, या तो हम इसको कह सकते हैं हायर वाटर कंसंट्रेशन की तरफ से मूव कर रहा है, या तो फिर लोअर सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन की तरफ से मूव कर रहा है। सिमिलरली टू एन एरिया ऑफ लोअर वाटर कंसंट्रेशन, दूसरे एरिया में जा रहा है जिस एरिया में वाटर कंसंट्रेशन क्या है, लो है, बट सॉलिड का कंसंट्रेशन क्या है, हाई है। तो हम इसे क्या कह सकते हैं, अकॉर्डिंग टू वाटर कंसंट्रेशन वी कैन से दैट सब्सटेंस move, yeah, you can see the solvent moves across the plasma membrane from an area of high water concentration to a low water concentration according to water concentration. According to solute concentration, the movement of solvent across the plasma membrane, across the selective permeable membrane, from an area of lower solute concentration to an area of higher solute concentration. ठीक है, तो वाटर का मॉलिक्यूल किधर, वाटर का मूव किधर से किधर होगा, जिधर ज्यादा वाटर है उसकी तरफ से जिधर कम वाटर है उधर जाएगा। या हम ये कह सकते हैं कि वाटर मूव करेगा जिधर सॉल्यूट का कंसंट्रेशन कम है उधर से जाएगा जिधर सॉल्यूट का कंसंट्रेशन ज्यादा है। ओके, सो नाउ इफ द वाटर विल मूव फ्रॉम द लोअर सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन, जिधर सॉल्यूट का कंसंट्रेशन कम है, अगर उधर से वाटर का मूव करेंगे तो वाटर का कंसंट्रेशन कम हो जाएगा, तो इट विल मेक अ इक्विलिब्रियम। सो ड्यूरिंग ऑस्मोसिस water molecule pass through a plasma membrane in two ways. During osmosis, osmosis के समय जो water molecules pass कर रहे होते हैं through the plasma membrane, दो तरीके से कर रहे होते हैं, by moving through the lipid bilayer via the simple diffusion, जो हमने डिस्कस किया था, ओके। Second, by moving through the aquaporous integral membrane proteins that functions as a water channels. So in the osmosis, water molecules is passes through the plasma membrane by the two way, by the simple diffusion process that just passes through the lipid bilayer, okay, or by passing through the protein or channels, okay. So these are the two way by which the solvent will pass through the plasma membrane. Osmosis occurs only when a membrane is permeable to the water but is not permeable to certain solutes. Osmosis सिर्फ तभी होगा जब आपका सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन अलाउ करेगा, किसके पास के लिए, वाटर के लिए पास करेगा। when the membrane is permeable to water but not permeable for the certain solutes, means even little bit solutes is possible, but solute will cannot be passed through this plasma membrane. Only the water are allowed to move across the plasma membrane, across the permeable membrane, so that is called the osmosis. So in the osmosis, water is permeable but solute is not. A simple experiment can demonstrate the osmosis. For example, just consider a U-shaped tube in which a selective permeable membrane separates the left and right arm of the tube. We have just considered a U-shaped tube. हमने एक U-shape का ट्यूब लिया जिसके सेंटर में एक सेलेक्टिव परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन लगाया जो सेपरेट कर रहा है लेफ्ट साइड और राइट साइड्स के, लेफ्ट ट्यूब्स और राइट ट्यूब्स को सेपरेट कर रहे हैं। A volume of pure water is powered into the left arm. तो हमने क्या किया, उसके लेफ्ट आर्म में प्योर वाटर को पावर्ड कर दिया, and the same volume of solution containing a solute that cannot pass through the membrane is powered into the right arms. Okay, now let me show you with demonstration, then you will be get more appropriate. Then you will be able to understand. Now you can see here. It's U tube is it's a U-shaped tubes. In these U-shaped tubes, there is a selective permeable membrane that is separate the left and right arms. Okay. Now what will happen? Only water, only solvent is powered into the left arm. Left arm में क्या किया गया? सिर्फ solvent डाला गया. While in the right arms, a solution. Okay. Solution solution means containing the solute. इसको right arm में डाल दिया गया. But the solute cannot pass through the plasma membrane, through the permeable membrane. We know it. So because the water concentration is higher on the left and lower on the right, net movement of the water molecule osmosis occurs from left to right, so that water is moving down its concentration gradient. At the same time, the membrane prevents the diffusion of the solute from right arm into the left arm. As a result, the volume of water in the left arm decreases and the volume of solution in the right arm increases. Now, how it will happen? See here. It is a U-shaped tubes which having the left and right arm. So these arms is divided by the semi-permeable membrane. On the left side, we powered the only solvent, only water. And in the right arms, we power the solvent. Solvent means the solute is also there. Now we know the osmosis. Osmosis, that means the water molecules will move from the higher water concentration to the lower water concentration. तो लेफ्ट आर्म में वाटर ज्यादा है क्योंकि ओनली वाटर इज देयर. राइट आर्म में वाटर के साथ सॉल्यूट भी है, तो वाटर का कंसंट्रेशन इसमें कम होगा, लेफ्ट आर्म में ज्यादा होगा. So the water molecules, the water will move through a semi-permeable from the left side to the right side. So you can see in the B images, here the water is moved from the left side to right side. Now the water concentration is equal in the both side. The level of water is not equal, but we are not talking about the level, we are talking about the concentration of water. Concentration यहाँ पे क्या है? Equal हो गया. जो राइट साइड में, जो लेफ्ट साइड में वाटर कंसंट्रेशन है, उतना ही कंसंट्रेशन राइट आर्म्स में, राइट साइड में भी होगा. ओके, देन इक्विलिब्रियम, देन द ऑस्मोसिस विल बी स्टॉप्ड. Now the water molecules moves through a selective permeable membrane. The solute molecules in the right arm cannot pass through the membrane. So in the image A, you can see as the experiment is start, water molecules moves from the left arm into the right arms down the water concentration gradient. In the B, you can see after some times the volume of water in the left arm has decreased and the volume of solution in the right arm has increased. Why? Because water moved from the higher concentration to the lower water concentration. So at equilibrium, there is no net osmosis. जब equilibrium पे पहुंच गया तब कोई osmosis नहीं हो रही है. So hydrostatic pressure forces just many water molecules to move from the right to the left, as osmosis forces the water molecules to move from the left to right. Osmosis क्या force कर रहा है? Water molecules to move from left to right. That is due to the osmosis. While the hydrostatic pressure forces just as many the water molecules to move from right to the left. अगर हम हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर लगाएं, okay, hydrostatic pressure, that is which prevent the osmosis. Okay, that is the osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure क्या होता है? Which prevent the osmosis. So if there is a fluid, so there will be the hydrostatic pressure. So this pressure is also causes the movement of the from the right to left. Now in the image C, you can see if pressure is applied to the solution in the right arms. अगर हम osmotic pressure लगाते हैं on the right arms पे, if pressure is applied to the solution in the right arm, the starting condition can be restored. So जो starting condition था वो क्या होता है? Restored हो सकता है. So this pressure which stop the osmosis is called the osmotic pressure. If we apply the osmotic pressure, then we can see the same A phase starting condition can be obtained. जो starting condition है फिर से वहीं obtained हो गई. Why? Because osmotic pressure is prevent the osmosis. सो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर क्या होता है, ऑस्मोसिस को स्टॉप कर देते हैं. सो दैट इज द ऑस्मोसिस. आई होप यू गॉट द पॉइंट्स, यू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट ऑस्मोसिस. सो ऑस्मोसिस को डिफाइन करना बहुत आसान है. डोंट मेक इट कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है, because when you heard about the someone saying the water molecule move higher to lower or lower to higher, so it got confused. So you no need to confused. You have to clearly understand. You have to understand a very clear that we are talking about the in the two aspects. One according to water concentration, second according to solute concentration. In water concentration terms, it will move from the higher water concentration area to the lower water concentration area. In terms of the solute concentration, it will move from the lower solute concentration to the higher solute concentration area. ओके, देखिए जैसे ए है स्टार्टिंग कंडीशन जो ट्यूब से हमारी, जिसमें वाटर मूव कर रहा है फ्रॉम हायर कंसंट्रेशन टू द वाटर लोअर कंसंट्रेशन एरिया में. लेफ्ट आर्म में वाटर कंसंट्रेशन ज्यादा है, सिर्फ वाटर है इसमें. राइट आर्म्स में उतने ही लेवल के वाटर हैं, लेकिन उसमें सॉल्यूट है, तो वाटर कंसंट्रेशन उसमें कम होगा. तो वाटर मूव कर रहा है कहां से, हायर वाटर कंसंट्रेशन टू द लोअर वाटर कंसंट्रेशन. इसी को दूसरे एस्पेक्ट्स में देखें, सॉल्यूट के संदर्भ में देखें, सॉल्यूट के रेफरेंस में अगर हम देखें, तो क्या लेफ्ट आर्म में सॉल्यूट्स है, नहीं है, मतलब सॉल्यूट का कंसंट्रेशन हम लो कह सकते हैं ना, नहीं है, ना के बराबर है, बट हम वहां पे लो मान लेते हैं एज कंपेयर टू राइट. राइट में है तो यहाँ पे वाटर का मूवमेंट क्या हो रहा है, लोअर सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन टू द हायर सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन एरिया. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड द osmosis. And when we applied the osmotic pressure on the solution, then what will happen, the osmosis will stop. Now if you see, there's a several factors that will influence the diffusion rate of the substance across the plasma membrane. अब यहाँ पे बहुत सारे ऐसे factors हैं that influences the diffusion rate. Now first one is the temperature. The higher the temperature, the faster the rate of diffusion. So all of the body's diffusion process occur more rapidly in a person with a fever. If the temperature is increased, if you increase the temperature, then the rate of the diffusion will be faster. अगर हम गर्म करते हैं सोल्यूशन को, तो जो डिफ्यूजन का रेट है वो क्या होता है, बढ़ जाता है. अगर टेम्परेचर को इंक्रीज कर दिया जाए सॉल्वेंट के या सोल्यूशंस के, तो जो डिफ्यूजन रेट है वो इंक्रीज हो जाएगा. सेम कंडीशंस होती है हमारे बॉडी में व्हेन वी गॉट द फीवर. जब हमें फीवर होता है तो हमारे बॉडी के इनसाइड जो डिफ्यूजन प्रोसेस है वो इंक्रीज हो जाती है. सेकेंड फैक्टर, द मास ऑफ डिफ्यूजन सब्सटेंस. जो डिफ्यूजिंग सब्सटेंस है उसका मास, उसका वेट, उसका वॉल्यूम की बात करें अगर हम, द लार्जर द मास ऑफ द डिफ्यूजिंग पार्टिकल्स, द स्लोअर डिफ्यूजन रेट. मास जितना अधिक होगा पार्टिकल्स का, पार्टिकल का वेट जितना अधिक होगा, डिफ्यूजन रेट कम हो जाएगा. Okay, so you can say it's inversely proportional. Why? Temperature is the just directly proportional. Temperature increases, rate of diffusion increases. Mass of substance increases, rate of diffusion decreases. Okay, so the smaller molecules diffuse more rapidly than the larger ones. So जो smaller molecules हैं, जो छोटे molecules होते हैं, वो easily diffuse कर जाते हैं through the than the larger ones. Next factor will be the surface area. It is also, you can say, directly proportional. The larger the membrane surface area available for the diffusion, the faster the diffusion rate. Surface area large होगा तो diffusion rate बढ़ जाएगा. For example, the air sac of the lungs have a larger surface area available for the diffusion of oxygen from an air into the blood. The air sac of the lungs having the large surface area available, okay, as compared to the in the blood. So वहां पे diffusion ज्यादा हो जाता है. Diffusion of oxygen is more from the air into the bloods. Some lung disease such as the emphysema reduce the surface area, so this slow the rate of oxygen diffusion and makes the breathing more difficult. So जो respiratory problems होती है, जो respiratory disease होती हैं, it will occur like the emphysema is there. It will causes the reduce the surface area. So ये alveoli की ये हमारी जो lungs में जो surface areas हैं उनको कम कर देते हैं. So the rate of diffusion is slow, and it will be causes in the difficulties in the breathing. So if the surface area is increased, diffusion will be increased. Next factor, the diffusion distance. The greater the distance over which diffusion must occur, the longer it takes. अगर डिस्टेंस ज्यादा है then it will take a longer time to diffuse. A solution tonicity is a measure of the solution ability. Now, what is the solution tonicity? A tonic means tension. We are talking about a solution tension. Then what could be a tension? A solution tonicity is a measure of the solution ability to change the volume of cell by altering the water content. Tonicity is a capability, the capacity, or you can say the ability of solutions to change the volume of the cells by altering the water content. Okay, so इस सॉल्यूशन की क्षमता होती है, सॉल्यूशन की जो टोनिसिटी होती है वो सॉल्यूशन की क्षमता होती है जो वाटर के कंटेंट्स को मैनेज करके सेल्स के वॉल्यूम को इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज और चेंज कर सकते हैं. सो that is the capability of the solution, and this capability is called the solution tonicity. Any solution in which a cell, for example, a red blood cell, maintain its normal cell and volume is an ionic solution. Any solution in which a cell maintain its normal shape and volume is an isotonic solution. So isotonic solution are those solution in which a cell can maintain their cell and their shape and volume. तो अगर किसी सॉल्यूशन में कोई सेल अपना शेप और वॉल्यूम दोनों मेंटेन करके रखती है तो उस सेल को, उस सॉल्यूशन को बोलते हैं आइसोटोनिक solution. Okay, so that solution will be called the isotonic solution in which a cell can maintain their volume and their shape. लेकिन अगर किसी सॉल्यूशंस में सेल अपना शेप और वॉल्यूम्स मेंटेन करके नहीं रख पाती है तो दैट विल बी द सॉल्यूशन टोनिसिटी. ओके, वो सॉल्यूशंस की कैपेबिलिटी के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है एंड इट विल बी कॉल्ड द हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन और हाइपोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन. A different situation result is if RBC are placed in a hypotonic solution. Hypo means less than. A solution that has the lower concentration of solute. Hypotonic solution कौन से solution होते हैं? वो solutions होते हैं जिसमें solute का concentration कम होता है. So hypotonic solution are those solution in which the solute concentration is low than the cytosol inside the RBC. जो RBC के अंदर cytosols हैं उनमें concentration ज्यादा है solute का as compared to the cell solutions. Now a different situation result in RBC are placed. Okay, when we place the RBC, जब हम red blood cells को place करें किसमें? Hypotonic solution में. Hypotonic solution का मतलब क्या हो गया? A solution having less water concentration, lower concentration of solute. It's not a water, it's a solute concentration. Okay, so when we are putting the red blood cells in a hypotonic solution, हमने एक जार लिया जिसमें hypotonic solution भरे और उस hypotonic solution में हमने RBC डाल दिया. RBC is going to dip into the hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution का मतलब lower concentration of solute. Solute concentration low है. In this case, water molecules enters the cell faster than they leave. According to osmosis, water will move from the lower solute concentration to the higher solute concentration. Water कहाँ move करती है? Lower solute concentration की तरफ से higher solute concentration की तरफ से, या कह सकते हैं higher water concentration की तरफ से lower water concentration की तरफ से. तो in this case, the water molecules enter the cell faster. जो water molecules होंगे वो move करेंगे किसमें? सेल्स के अंदर मूव करेंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि ऑस्मोसिस क्या कहता है? ऑस्मोसिस कहता है वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स विल मूव थ्रू द परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन फ्रॉम लो सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन, फ्रॉम द लोअर सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन टू द हायर सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन. और अभी लोअर सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन किसमें है? सॉल्यूशन में है, हाइपोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन में. और ज्यादा किसमें है? सेल्स में है. तो कम से ज्यादा की तरफ मूव कर रहा है तो सेल क्या हो जाएगा? फूलने लगेंगे, स्वेल हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स क्या हो रहे हैं? सेल के अंदर जा रहे हैं, causing them RBC to swell and eventually it burst. So this of ruptured RBC in the manner is called the hemolysis. So जो RBC फट जाती है, रप्चर हो जाती है, burst हो जाती है. Okay, so that will be called the hemolysis. Similarly, a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution का मतलब क्या हो जाएगा? Higher concentration of solute. ऐसा solute जिसमें concentration क्या है? Higher है. Okay. So we take a beaker and we put the RBC in the that hypertonic solution. beaker में क्या है, hypertonic solution, उसमें हमने RBC को डाल दिया. Hypertonic solution मतलब higher concentration of solute. Solute का concentration higher है, and thus the cytosol inside the RBC. Now in such solution, अब इसमें क्या होगा, the water molecules will move out of the cell. वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स कहां से मूव करते हैं, लोअर सॉल्यूट टू हायर सॉल्यूट. अभी लोअर सॉल्यूट किस में है, सेल्स में है, हायर किस में है, सॉल्यूशन में है. तो सेल के अंदर से वाटर निकल के किस में चले जाएंगे, जो हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन है उसमें मिलते चले जाएंगे. तो सेल क्या हो जाएगी, श्रिंक हो जाएगी. दिस श्रिंकेज ऑफ द सेल इज कॉल्ड द कार्नेशन. जो हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन का एग्जांपल होता है, दैट इज द 2% ऑफ NaCl सॉल्यूशन, हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन व्हिच सॉल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन. तो सेल का जो वाटर है वो निकल के सॉल्यूशन में चला जाएगा, तो सेल श्रिंक हो जाएगी. नाउ यू कैन सी हियर the tonicity and effect on the red blood cells. In isotonic solution, there is a no changes in the cell shape and volume. सेल के शेप और वॉल्यूम में कोई चेंज नहीं होगा आइसोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन में. बट इन द हाइपोटोनिक सॉल्यूशन, जिसमें सॉल्यूट का कंसंट्रेशन लो होगा, तो वाटर विल मूव फ्रॉम द लोअर टू हायर, तो सेल स्वेल हो जाएगी. हाइपोटोनिक सॉल्यूशंस में सेल क्या हो जाएगी, श्रिंकेज हो जाएगी, बर्स्ट हो जाएगी. सो दैट इज द tonicity and its effect on the cells, and or you can say the effect on the red blood cells. Says active transport. Some polar or charged solutes that must enter or leave the body cell cannot cross the plasma membrane through any form of passive transport, because they would need to move uphill against the concentration gradient. While if you remember, in the passive diffusion, there is some still polar and charged solute which can be cross the plasma membrane through the diffusion by the facilitated diffusion. But in active transport, some polar and charged solute who want to leave the cell or who want to enter the cell, जो कुछ सेल के बाहर जाना चाहते हैं या कुछ सेल के अंदर जाना चाहते हैं, वो पोलर और चार्ज सॉल्यूट्स जो हैं वो मूव नहीं कर सकते थ्रू द प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. तो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के थ्रू वो क्रॉस नहीं कर सकते, किसी भी पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट के थ्रू क्रॉस नहीं कर सकते. रीजन इज दैट बिकॉज दे हैव टू मूव अगेंस्ट द ग्रेविटी, अगेंस्ट देयर कंसंट्रेशन ग्रेडियंट. सो they would need to move uphill against the concentration gradient. So that is the reason the polar and charged solute cannot be crossed through the plasma membrane by any passive transport process. So such type of the solutes need some special transportation, need some energy to transport against the concentration gradient, against the their gravitational force in the uphill direction. So that for that purpose, we need some energy, and that process is called the active transport process. So active transport is considered an active process because energy is required for the carrier proteins. In the active transport is considered an active process. Why? Why it is called active transport? Because it needs the energy for the carrier proteins to move the solute across the plasma membrane against the concentration gradient. Concentration gradient के against जाके carrier protein plasma membrane के through इस solute को move कर सकता है. उसके लिए energy चाहिए, ATP चाहिए. So that is the reason it is called the active transport. Two sources of cellular energy can be used to drive the active transport. So the two cellular forces, as you can say the cellular sources, cellular energy can be used to drive these type of the active transport process. One is the energy obtained from hydrolysis of ATP is the source in the primary active transport. एक तो ATP हो गया, obtained from the hydrolysis of ATP. Energy stored in an ionic concentration gradient in the source of secondary active transport. So you can see there the two sources of the cellular energy can be used to drive the active transport process. Either first, which we obtained from the hydrolysis of ATP. With the hydrolysis of ATP, what we get, what we receive the energy, that is the primary active transport. That will help in the primary active transport. And the energy stored in the ionic concentration gradient is the source in the secondary active transport. Now you can see here the sodium potassium pump, like in sodium potassium ATPase, expel the sodium ions and bring the potassium ions into the cell. सोडियम को एक्सपेल करना और पोटेशियम को इनटू कर देना, अंदर कर देना. You can see the structure, sodium concentration, sodium gradient is there, potassium gradient is potassium going to the extracellular fluid, sodium going to the intracellular fluids in the cytosol through the plasma membrane. So these are the sodium potassium ATPase pump which expel the sodium ions. जिसने सोडियम को एक्सपेल कर दिया और सोडियम अंदर आ गया, पोटेशियम को बाहर कर दिया. You can see first, second, third, fourth serial number. First, that is the normal sodium. Second, sodium going to activate with the ATP. Now in the third, it is open and the substance can move inside, and you can in the fourth, you can see the potassium is inside. Okay, so 3 sodium are expelled, 2 potassium imported. Secondary active transport mechanism. Antiporter carry 2 substances across the membrane in opposite direction. It is the antiporter. एक आएगा तो एक जाएगा. 2 substances across the plasma membrane in opposite direction. While symporter carry the 2 substances. Symporter जो एक साथ symport कर रहा हो, so 2 substances can be moved through the across the plasma membrane in the same direction. So you can see there is a calcium channel. Calcium is going to outside, sodium going to inside. It is the antiporter. एक आएगा एक जाएगा through this plasma membrane, through these channels. You can see there's a symporter. Sodium and glucose both are going to inside. Sodium amino acid both are going to inside. So it's antiporter and symporter. Now, how the transport of material into and out of the cell. So these all things about the passive process, transport of process like passive process, movement of substance down a concentration gradient until equilibrium is reached, do not require the cellular energy in the form of ATP. The diffusion is there. The movement of molecules or ions down a concentration gradient due to their kinetic energy until they reach the equilibrium. Simple diffusion, the passive movement of substance down its concentration gradient through the lipid bilayer plasma membrane without the help of the membrane transport protein. Then facilitated diffusion, passive movement of substance down its concentration gradient through the lipid bilayer and by the transport proteins that function as the channels or carrier. Then osmosis is there. Osmosis is also a passive movement of water molecules across a selectively permeable membrane from an area of higher water concentration to an area of lower water concentration. Like the facilitated diffusion will diffuse the polar or charged solutes like glucose, fructose, galactose, some vitamins, ions, potassium, chloride, sodium, calcium. So these are diffused through the facilitated diffusion, while osmosis will help only in the solvent, water in the living system. Simple diffusion, in the simple diffusion, non-polar, hydrophobic solutes, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen gases, fatty acid, steroid, fat, soluble vitamins, these can be diffused. Polar molecules such as the water, urea, and small alcohol at a little bit amount. Now the active process. In active process, movement of substance against a concentration gradient requires a cellular energy in the form of ATP. We have seen it. Active process in which a cell expends energy to move substance across the plasma membrane against its concentration gradient by the transmembrane protein that function as a carrier. So active transport process में plasma membrane के through transport करना है और help कौन कर रहे हैं? Transport channels. Polar or charged solutes is substance that can be go through the active transport. Then primary active transport will be there. The active process in which a substance move across the plasma membrane against its concentration gradient by the pump या carrier that use energy supplied by the hydrolysis of ATP. So ATP का hydrolysis होता है, एनर्जी रिक्वायर्ड निकलती है और उस एनर्जी से ट्रांसपोर्टेशन होते हैं, जैसे सोडियम, पोटेशियम, कैल्शियम, हाइड्रोजन, iodide, chloride, and other ions. Secondary active transport, coupled active transport of two substance across the membrane using energy supplied by sodium or hydrogen concentration gradient maintained by primary active transport pump. जो आयन है, जो जिन्होंने स्टोर किया हुआ है कुछ एनर्जी, उसके थ्रू जो ट्रांसपोर्ट हो रहे हैं, लाइक एंटीपोर्टर एंड सिम्पोर्टर आर द सेकेंडरी एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. Then transport in vesicles, active process in which the substance move in out of the cell vesicles that bound the plasma membrane require the energy supplied by the ATP. I told you earlier in the class, in the passive classes, endocytosis and exocytosis will be there. So endocytosis is the movement of substance into the cell in a vesicles. It could be receptor mediated endocytosis. Ligand receptor complexes the trigger enfolding of a clarithin coated pit that form vesicles containing ligands. Phagocytosis is there, a cell eating movement of a solid particles into the cell after the pseudopods and engulfed to form a phagosomes. Bulk phase endocytosis will be there. Exocytosis will be there, that will movement of the substance of a cell in a secretory vesicle that fuse with the plasma membrane and release the content in the extracellular fluids, जो cells को cell से बाहर निकाल देती है. Then transcytosis will be there, movement of substance through a cell as a result of the endocytosis on one side and exocytosis on the opposite side. So that will be the transcytosis. We can go through the quiz. Now the question number first, different type of capillaries are distinguished by their structure. We know there's a different type of the capillaries which are different. We can tell the difference between these capillary according to their structure. So which of the following is not a structural difference between the capillaries? कौन सा structural difference नहीं है? Endothelial cell of the some capillaries are joined by tight junction while others are gap between the cells. Endothelial cells. B. Some capillaries have pores. Some capillaries have pores that allow the movement between the plasma and interstitial fluids. No. Some capillaries have an arterial end and a venous end, while others begin in the tissue and drain into venules. Yes, C is correct. Some capillaries have an arterial end and a venous end. So if capillaries goes further, it will see there is will artery or venous, while others begin in the tissue and drain into the venules. So C is correct. Then you will see next question, which statement about the plasma membrane is incorrect? Which statement about the plasma membrane? It is selectively permeable. Is plasma membrane is selectively permeable? That means plasma membrane is just selective for the transportation of the materials. It is composed of two layers of glycoprotein molecules. It contains the receptor for specific signaling molecules. The plasma membrane of adjacent cells are held together by desmosome. Answer B is correct. It is composed of two layers of glycoprotein molecules. Next question. Which of the following is not one of the organelles within a cell? Which of the following is not one of the organelles within the cell? इसमें से कौन सा ऐसा है जो सेल का organelles नहीं है? Desmosome, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus. So we know endoplasmic reticulum is organelles present inside the cell. Mitochondria is also organelles. Golgi apparatus is also organelles, but desmosome is not organelles. So yes, answer A is correct. Which of the following enables the ions such as sodium to cross the plasma membrane? So now there are the following four and listed number is there. So which one is enables the ion like the sodium to cross the plasma membrane? Phospholipid bilayer, Peripheral proteins, integral proteins, or desmosome? So yes, it will be the integral proteins. Okay, that will facilitate the diffusion. Or you can say it will be the carrier, or it will be the active transport process. So yes, answer C is correct, integral proteins. Next question, active transport across the plasma membrane may be described by which statement? Active transport across the plasma membrane may be described by which statement? The active transport requires energy from ATP. Active transport is also known as endocytosis. Active transport moves molecules along their concentration gradient. Active transport is the movement of the lipid soluble molecules through the plasma membrane. So which one is right? We know the active transport requires the energy from the ATP. So yes, answer A is correct. Next question. What are the capillaries that have endothelial cell joined by tight junction? So what are those capillaries that have the endothelial cells that will joined by the tight junction? It have the endothelials, it have the intercellular cleft between cell and called. So what are those capillaries that have endothelial cells and that is joined by the tight junctions and have an intercellular cleft? Blood-brain barrier, continuous capillaries, and the fenestrated capillaries or sinusoid. So yes, continuous capillaries there. So answer B is correct. The process of active transport through a membrane may be described by which of the following? There will be active transport. So which is correct? So we know the use of energy from ATP to move ions and small molecules against their concentration gradient. Yes, we require the energy by the hydrolysis of ATP. So yes, answer D is correct. Now next question, which of the following molecules cannot pass through the plasma membrane? So which of the following molecules here you can see that, and it cannot be passes through the plasma membrane? Water molecules, non-polar molecules, amino acid based hormones and fat soluble molecules. So अगर कोई प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन है तो उसके थ्रू क्या पास नहीं कर सकता? वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स, non-polar molecules, amino acid based hormone. Yes, answer C is correct. What is the name of the mechanism that ensure that there is a higher concentration of sodium ion in the extracellular fluid than in the intracellular fluid? What is the name of the mechanism? Which type of the diffusion is there? Or you can say, what is the name of that particular carrier proteins? Or you can say what the name of particular channels that ensure there is a higher concentration of sodium ions in the extracellular fluids than in the intracellular fluid. Facilitated diffusion, sodium potassium pump, secondary active transport, or osmosis. So yes, sodium potassium pump will be responsible for to ensure that the higher concentration of sodium ions in the extracellular fluid than in the intracellular fluids. Now these are the reference book. You have go through the reference book like the Tortora, Principal Anatomy and Physiology, Bell-Melendez, and the Robinson-Cartrons. Okay. So in the thank you. But let me remind you once again. Today we have learned about the active transport process. So active transport process is going to be divided into the primary or secondary active transport. We know depending upon the requirement of the energy, requirement of the ATP. Okay. So if there will be a ATP formation is there, because we know the mitochondria is the powerhouse, will produce the energy by releasing of the ATP. So in this case, the first primary active transport, that is by the hydrolysis of ATP. ATP का hydrolysis होने से energy required होती है, निकलती है, release होती है. So that will help in the active transporters. Why we need the energy in the active transportation? Because we have to move against the concentration gradient. हमें move कहाँ करना है? Against the concentration gradient and uphill directions. ठीक है? Just like I told you, when we want to throw a ball in a sky, we need energy. But when we want to drop a ball from the sky, we don't need energy. Why? Because when we drop a ball from the sky onto the earth, the balls which comes on the ground through the kinetic energy, like the passive diffusion, and also it goes towards the gravity. So there is no need of such type of any type of energy. So that will be the passive diffusion. But when we throw a ball on the sky, it will goes against the gravity, like against the concentration gradient. So yes, throwing the ball in the sky needs energy. You have to pull the ball in the sky. So you have to put the pressure on the balls. So yes, that will require the active transport process. So active transport process में हमें energy चाहिए और passive transport process में हमें energy नहीं चाहिए. Passive transport process में it depends upon the simple diffusion, accelerated diffusion or diffusions. But in the active transport में it could be either primary transport or secondary transport. Primary transport में ATP का hydrolysis हो गया, released होगी energy, or that will be causes the transport of materials, transport of substance through the plasma membrane by the channels. But in the secondary transport substance will be passes through the antiporter or symporter. Antiporter, that means they are moving one ion inside and one ion outside. Okay, so inside cell and outside of the cell they are transporting the same way simultaneously. So that is called the antiporter. While symporter, they are moving the two ions, two substance, two molecules in the same direction. Either they can move in or they can move out. Okay, so that will be the same direction. So that will be the transport. And after that, we studied about the junction. So we heard there is a 5 junctions, like the different cell junction is the 5 junction is there, tight junction is there. Then after tight junction, second one will be the adherence junction, then desmosome, hemidesmosome or gap junction. Then after these gap junction, we learn about the communication of the cells, how the cell will communicate. So we see there's a different communication, like the direct communication. They can direct communicate, but by binding the ligands, they can communicate by autocrine. That means when autocrine is means when we'll release the hormones, when release the secretion, and that will act on so same cell. So autocrine is secretion is there, paracrine is there. Paracrine means nearby cells. Para means nearby. So paracrine, through the paracrine secretion, they will release the secretion, and that secretion will target it to the never cells. So through the never cell, they can contact, communicate. So that is the paracrine. So direct contact is there, direct communication, autocrine communication, paracrine communication, and one is the endocrine communication and synaptic communication. Endocrine communication, in endocrine communication, hormones will be released, and these hormone will goes into the bloodstream, and from bloodstream it will be goes to the specific cell, and the cell will respond and cell will communicate. And the last one was the you can say that is the synaptic communication. So synaptic communication means when the neurotransmitter or hormones will be released, it will reaches at the junction, or you can say at the gap, not a junction, it's a gap between the cells. So that will be a synapse. So at from where it will binding with the receptor of the cell and then produce the action. So that will be the synaptic communication. So yes, so these three topics we studied today. So thank you for patience listening. Now we will meet again in the next class with some new topic. Till then, thank you.